Have you ever wondered, is death really an end, or is it a beginning? The Tibetan Book of the Dead is a guide that helps us unravel the mysteries of death and life. This ancient text offers an important roadmap for both the dead and the living. So, what is the journey after death like? This video will give you a new perspective, not just on death, but also on life. You're probably not subscribed to my channel, and we may not cross paths again. If videos like this interest you, go ahead and subscribe while I start explaining. Ready? Then let's embark on a deep journey. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, or Bardo Thodol in its original name, is one of the most important texts in Tibetan Buddhism, filled with mysticism and profound meanings. Its purpose is to guide the soul through the transitional worlds after death. These bardos, as they are called, are the intermediate stages that continue from the moment the soul leaves the body until it either reaches rebirth or attains ultimate liberation. The book is more than a guide. It acts like a mirror that allows the soul to confront itself. The terrifying or comforting images encountered during this journey are believed to be reflections of the person's own actions and thoughts. The soul's ability to understand these images correctly and move towards the path of ultimate liberation depends on the guidance of a lama or monk who reads the text. So is this deep and mysterious text only a guide for the afterlife, or does it also offer teachings that deepen the search for meaning in the lives of the living? The Tibetan Book of the Dead is an ancient invitation that calls not only to make sense of what comes after death, but also to find meaning in life itself. In Tibetan Buddhism, Bardo is defined as the intermediate state, the process between death and rebirth. The encounters the soul has during this stage are seen as reflections of the actions and choices made in the previous life. Bardo is not just a transition after death, but also represents moments of transformation and awareness in different phases of life. This process consists of 6 different stages. 1. The Bardo of reality. At the moment of death, the individual faces a pure and clear light. This light represents the pure reality at the essence of the universe and symbolizes a truth that most people are unaware of during their lives. 2. Summary of the 6 bardos. The karmas accumulated throughout life and their consequences appear before the soul. This assessment shapes the soul's next stage. 3. Karmic hallucinations. The soul encounters peaceful or wrathful images, which are reflections of past actions. These images are expressions of the fears and desires in the individual's subconscious. 4. Awakening to pure consciousness. At this stage, the individual can transcend the illusions of the past and awaken to pure consciousness. This awakening opens the door to ultimate liberation. 5. Meditative state. Before rebirth or liberation, the soul enters a state of deep tranquility and inner balance. This is a phase of mental and spiritual preparation. 6. Preparation for new birth. Before being reborn, the soul seeks guidance from spiritual guides such as Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. This assistance helps the soul choose the most appropriate path for rebirth. Each bardo allows the soul to recognize itself, evaluate its previous life, and prepare for a new journey. This process serves not only as a guide for the afterlife, but also as a powerful reminder for the living to reflect on the impermanence of life and the importance of awareness. So, how might understanding the mysterious stages of Bardo shed light on our lives before death? The origins of the Tibetan Book of the Dead trace back to the 8th century, where history and legends intertwine. According to legend, the Buddhist master Padmasambhava was invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen to free his people from dark spirits and the chains of ignorance. After successfully completing this difficult task, Padmasambhava, together with one of his disciples, Yeshe Tsogyal, transcribed his teachings. However, these teachings remained hidden for centuries as a secret, addressing matters beyond time. In the 14th century, the Tibetan spiritual seeker Karma Lingpa discovered these ancient texts. This discovery brought Padmasambhava's teachings and the light of his wisdom back into the world. The texts had been passed down primarily through an oral tradition and served as a deep spiritual guide for generations. The Tibetan Book of the Dead met the Western world only in the 20th century. With its translation into English, both the spiritual wisdom of the East and the philosophical understanding of the cycle of life and death attracted global interest. So, how does the guidance of this ancient wisdom about the unknown journey after death resonate in the modern world today? Legends and history merge in the universal message of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Death is not just an end, but also a beginning. The Tibetan Book of the Dead was introduced to the West in 1927 through a translation by Walter Evans Wentz. Evans Wentz interpreted this ancient text not only as a religious teaching, but also as a universal guide that could help humanity overcome the fear of death and explore the deeper meaning of life. This translation created a significant impact in the West, and the influence of the work spread widely. Prominent psychologists such as Carl Jung drew attention to the profound effects of the Tibetan Book of the Dead on human psychology and the subconscious mind. Jung saw this text as a powerful tool for an individual to understand their inner world and the transient nature of life. The symbols and images in the text were interpreted as a key to unlocking the doors of personal transformation, pointing to the depths of the unconscious mind. Today, the Tibetan Book of the Dead is valued not only as a religious text, but also as a spiritual guide, a source for individual transformation, and an inspiration for meditation practice. The wisdom it offers about the cycle of life and death extends beyond Buddhist beliefs, continuing to provide guidance to people from various cultures. This journey to the West has brought the Tibetan Book of the Dead's universal message and timeless wisdom to a broader audience, becoming a light for those brave enough to explore the mysteries beyond life and death. So, what new paths could this wisdom reveal to us in the midst of modern life's complexities? The Tibetan Book of the Dead has become an important guide in the modern world, both in preparing for the process of facing death and for individuals questioning the meaning of life. The wisdom it offers in finding peace in the face of the inevitability of death has found wide application in today's society. Hospice and palliative care workers frequently use this ancient text to soothe the fears of terminally ill patients and help them make sense of this difficult process. The guidance of the book offers the potential to transform the experience into a more peaceful one by reducing the fears surrounding the unknown aspects of death. At the same time, the Tibetan Book of the Dead is also used to comfort families in mourning and help them accept death as part of a natural cycle. By reminding them that death is not an end but a transformation, the text provides spiritual support in making sense of loss and accepting the transience of life. Meditation practitioners, those interested in personal transformation and spiritual development, also use this book as a guide. The text emphasizes that the images encountered after death are a reflection of one's inner world, inspiring individuals to explore their subconscious and gain deep awareness of the essence of life. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, while carrying the wisdom of ancient times, has been adapted to meet the needs of modern humanity, offering each individual the opportunity to find their own meaningful journey between life and death. This universal message continues to touch the depths of the soul, as it has throughout history. At the heart of the Tibetan Book of the Dead lies Buddhism's profound understanding of life and death. According to this teaching, life and death are not beginnings or endings, but interconnected, continuous cycles of transformation. People are in a constant state of change and transition within this cycle. At the center of this philosophy is the realization of the impermanence of existence. The fundamental source of suffering in life is the tendency to perceive the temporary as permanent and to seek happiness solely in external things. The Tibetan Book of the Dead invites individuals to break free from this illusion, to understand the nature of death rather than fear it, and to reconcile with this process. The following words from the Buddhist scholar Feng Ke Cheng summarize this teaching. A person who succeeds in the search for meaning in life overcomes the fear of death and makes peace with it. This understanding reminds us that death is not just an end, but also a rebirth and an opportunity for awakening, giving deep meaning to one's life. The Tibetan Book of the Dead teaches that death is not a frightening unknown, but a gateway for the soul to return to its essence and ultimately achieve peace. The Tibetan Book of the Dead is not just a text that offers guidance during the process of death, but it also contains profound lessons for gaining awareness in life. This text encourages individuals to face not only death, but life itself in a more conscious manner. One of the main messages of the text is this: how you live is how you die. A person who lives consciously, virtuously, and balanced will find it easier to attain peace in the process after death. The fear of death, on the other hand, stems from a sense of disconnection from life and anxiety toward the unknown. However, according to Tibetan Buddhism, life and death are not separate. They are natural and complementary parts of the same cycle. This teaching emphasizes that instead of fearing death, we should view life as a meaningful journey, connecting with our inner nature, shedding worldly illusions, and accepting the impermanence of existence help us face both life and death with deep peace. The way to overcome the fear of death is to embrace life consciously in all its aspects. The Tibetan Book of the Dead represents not just an end, but also a new beginning in the journey of the soul's maturation. In conclusion, the Tibetan Book of the Dead is a guide not only for the deceased, but also for the living. This ancient text offers us profound ways to understand both life and death. Accepting that both processes are interconnected and temporary helps us find true peace. These teachings show us how to live life in a more conscious, meaningful, and peaceful way. Remember, every moment is a gift. Today, we can choose to live more consciously by appreciating the value of this moment. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video. Goodbye.